What up, y'all? It's the boy SRT Marquis bringing y'all another video. So today, as you can tell, we're doing a different video. We're not in the garage, and of course, the Scat Pack is still not here because it's still at the shop. I will be doing an update video on it, literally the next video, and I'll tell y'all how much I paid, to get the car repaired and everything like that. So just stay tuned for that video. So today, I'm gonna tell y'all about the worst experience I had at a shipper. This whole entire, it's coming up on 6 months of me doing over-the-road truck driving. So literally, out of all my 6 months of driving trucks, driving semi trucks, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all the worst ship I ever had to deal with, and it's actually happened sometime last week, pretty much. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was the worst days of me ever doing trucking. So pretty much started off like this. After I did my 34-hour reset, and I can't tell you exactly Mississippi I was at. I don't fully remember, but I was in Mississippi. I did my 34-hour reset, and I was approximately about 90 to 100 miles away from the shipper and everything like that. So I got up at 6 o'clock that morning. I had a trailer, I had an empty trailer, and basically what I did was I swept my trailer as soon as I started my shift and everything like that. So give or take, it took me about 15-20 minutes to clean my trailer out. At that time, it wasn't so hot in Mississippi. It was about, I want to say like 82, 83 degrees outside at that time because the sun wasn't up yet fully. It was pretty much just in the process of coming up. Excuse me. So, literally took about half an hour to clean out my trailer. I got fuel at the pilot I was at, cause I stayed at a pilot for the 2 days with my 34-hour reset. So, after I got my fuel, my trailer was clean, I got on the road immediately. So, literally, I got to the shipper and everything around, I want to say about 8 o'clock. Maybe 7:45, and wasn't nothing major and everything. So literally, I pulled in through the gate. First of all, this place was really small, and literally only had like 6 doors that the trucks can actually back into, and where you have to park the trucks back in at. It was barely big enough for most of the trucks to do a 45-degree backing. So start that off. But I was still able to do it. So pulled in, went to dock number. Actually, I didn't go and get dock yet. Actually, I went to check in. So this is the first issue I had with the shipper. I got to the shipper. One of the guys came out. He was like, we gotta turn down your trailer because we gotta reject the trailer because it's dirty. I'm like, thinking in my head, I'm like, I literally just swept this out earlier this morning, but I'm gonna sweep it out again. So I leave the shipper. I go about maybe 7 or 8 minutes up the road. Found a nice little spot, pulled over. But now, like I said, it's about 8 o'clock. So the sun is already up in Mississippi. And it's about 98 degrees outside. I remember because literally it was 98 degrees. I opened the doors on the trailer. Anybody that used to work inside like them semi-truck trailers, they know it's extremely hot in there, especially in the summertime. So it may have been 98 outside, but inside that trailer, it felt like it was 110 degrees. So imagine me climbing back in for the second time, sweeping it out, another 30 minutes. And to make it worse is, literally, I'm one of the people that has asthma. And unlike most people that have asthma, they may only just have asthma, I got bronchitis too. So I really have a hard time breathing, especially when it's extremely hot outside. So ain't gonna lie to you, I swept the trailer out for the second time, took another 30 minutes. So far I spent like an hour cleaning out this trailer just this day. So I cleaned it out. Ain't gonna lie, I was lightheaded. I had a bad headache and stuff. I had to drink me some water. I pulled back up to the shipper. So now this is the second time I'm at the shipper. I get there, dude give me my door. I back in the door number 3, and I'm sitting there, and about 20 minutes later, The same guy that inspected my trailer, he came out. He like, yeah, we're gonna have to reject your trailer again. I'm like, what's the issue this time? He like, so basically you got 2 small pinholes in your trailer and everything like that. I'm like, pinholes? So he allowed me to go into the place. I step in the trailer, and how the truck and trailer was facing, it was facing directly towards the sunlight. So literally you can see like one small hole at the floor of the trailer, like towards the bulkhead, and then there was another hole in the side of the trailer. Like, for people that been inside the trailer, it's like slots in the wall, so you can put your ratchet strap in and tighten down the load if you got a load that may be moving too much when you're transporting it. So from the outside, I couldn't really tell. And I couldn't tell about the one that was in the towards the bulkhead of the trailer. The bulkhead is the front of the trailer that's closest to the cab. Got my dog right here. He came down. See? I guess he wanted to be in the video. But anyway, so I leave the second time. And I pull over, talk to my driver leader. And I ain't gonna lie, my driver leader kind of, I would say, irritated me. Because he was like, oh, well, did you do your pre-trip on the trailer? You know, you're supposed to be pre-trip all the trailers and everything. I'm like, I pre-tripped my trailer. How can I see 2 holes in the trailer when it's still dark outside? I'm like, I couldn't tell that I could see daylight outside this trailer. Even when I got the trailer before my 34-hour reset, the trailer was parked in the shade. So I couldn't tell about that either. Yes, I did open up the doors and check my trailer, but I couldn't see the 2 small pinholes. When I literally mean pinholes, I mean, let me see if I got some of my tools right here. I'm talking about holes smaller than this. So imagine like the holes the size of a, like, I want to say about this big, but this round and stuff, like the screwdriver big. And then imagine how big the trailer is. That's how big the holes was. Well, at least in the floor by the bulkhead was. The one on the side was even smaller than that. So he like, okay, go ahead and get your trailer repaired and everything like that. So like I said, this is still the beginning of my day. So it's about, I want to say about close to 9 o'clock now. Like I said, I was already at the place twice already. So I leave. I drive about 30 minutes out. I go to this Love's. They set up my appointment at the Love's, and literally, I kid you not, it was an issue at Love's because, like I said, they were switching mechanics, and the second mechanic didn't come on until about 11 o'clock, well, 1 or 2. So imagine I got there at 9, so I had to sit that whole entire time. So it was roughly about 5 hours before my trailer actually got repaired and everything like that. So remember, I already done been to this place twice already, the same day. I leave. By the time I leave, I got like maybe like 2.5 hours left on my clock. So I at least plan, to go to the shipper, get loaded up, and maybe I can find somewhere safe to park at after I get loaded, or maybe just get like at least an hour down the road and then pull over so I can make my delivery in Missouri, because I was taking the load from Mississippi to Missouri. So keep going with that. I get back to the shipper. It's about like a 20-25 minute drive back to the shipper. So I got there with like 2 hours and 5 minutes on my clock. I get back into a door again, and I'm sitting there, and I'm looking on my tablet because they said like the average load time is about 30 minutes. So once 30 minutes pass, I'm like, okay, maybe they're just slow. So I give them some time. About an hour passed, and then we come up on an hour and a half, and then about an hour and a half. That's when I started getting worried and stuff. So I called my company again, 24-hour service. I was telling them like, hey, it's about 30 minutes left on my 14-hour clock. I need to go ahead, and prepare that if I don't get the load today, I'm gonna have to get it tomorrow and everything. It's like, we're going there, talk to the shipper, see what's going on and everything like that. So, like I said, I was in this dock for like an hour and 30 minutes already. I go back inside. They tell me like, yeah, we're backed up. we don't have too many forklift drivers. It's gonna take us about another 2-3 hours to get you loaded. So I'm like, hey, I only got about 30 minutes left on my clock, so I gotta go. So they was like, okay, well, we're gonna go ahead, take the lock off your trailer, because when you get there, you gotta take your emergency line off your trailer, or off your truck, disconnect it from the trailer, and they put a lock on there. It's like a lock about that big, and they go over the pigtail, the connector on your trailer. So they gave me the key, I took it off, I handed them back the lock and key, and I left. So remember, I done been to this place 3 times in one day, still didn't get the load. So you know what happened that day? I already had 2 other loads that I was supposed to pick up once I dropped off that load in Missouri, and I'll tell you about that in a second. So very next day, I get up that morning, I go back to the place, and this is where more stuff unraveled. So I get to the gate, it's about, I want to say about 6 o'clock. I get there, I gotta wait at the gate for about an hour and a half. Now I get there, I see the trucks in there. One of the trucks is like one of my other company trucks, and then it's like 3 other owner-operated trucks that's there. Actually, no, it was one of the trucks from my company, it was a Swift truck there, and then 2 owner-operators. I remember that exactly. So I get to the gate, I'm talking to the guard like, you was here yesterday. I'm like, yeah, I was here 3 times yesterday. They like, the guard, she was like kind of like stunned, appalled, and basically appalled is the best word. Cause she like, wow, like they ain't never really do none of this before. So I'm sitting there, she like, yeah, this other company truck that's with y'all, he was here since 4 o'clock this morning, and now it's coming up to 8 o'clock. I was already sitting at the gate since like 6:30. And he was just now pulling off. And, he pulled up beside me. I'm like, man, how long it took you to get loaded? He's like, man, I've been here since 4 o'clock this morning. I'm just not getting loaded. It took them like 4 hours. I'm like, man, I hope my day don't go like this. So pretty much after I get in, I back into the same dock again, dock number 3. And I'm sitting there. I sit there for another 2 hours, y'all, just to me to go inside. I'm asking, I'm like, hey, what's going on with dock number 3 and everything? So instead of a man this time, it's a lady. She like, oh yeah, we rejecting your trailer. I'm like, rejecting my trailer? I'm like, for what now? She's like, oh, it has excessive splinters in the trailer. I'm like, excessive splinters? I'm like, what do you mean excessive splinters? She like, yeah, ain't no one tell you that your trailer had excessive splinters? I'm like, no. The guy yesterday only told me I had 2 holes in my trailer. I got that repaired, and that was pretty much it. So me and her going back and forth, because it's one thing that I had to wait for 2 hours at the dock, but now you wasting my time, and now I'm finna miss my deadline for this load, and I'm finna miss these other 2 loads that was already pre-planned for me. So I'm mad, I leave. So that's the 4th time I was there. 5th time I come back, kid you not, they gave me the same reason, talking about, oh, your trailer dirty. Cleaned it for the 3rd time. This time I got all in the corner, so I had to buy like a little broom. You know them little brooms that you may have like to clean like real small stuff. It's like the dollar store brooms. The handle with a whole entire broom ain't probably no longer than this ratchet right here. And the dustpan is probably the size of this battery to sweep things in. Yeah, I had one of them. And I swept the corners in my trailer. So that's the 5th time of me, going back to that place. And on the 6th time of me going there, I was finally able to get loaded. I get there, spent another hour and a half at the gate, another 2.5 hours in the dock, and I kid you not, y'all, by the time I got all of that handled, actually not backpedal, because I'm gonna tell y'all exactly why it took me so long, like why I basically wasted my 14-hour clock there. I called my job again after I got ejected the 5th time. They're like, oh, what's going on with your trailer? I'm like, look, I did all this with my trailer. It's a 2017 trailer. It's an older trailer. So what you want me to do? I did the best I could. I got it repaired. I got it swept. They still rejecting it. I'm like, you do two things. Either find me a newer trailer, or just take me off the load. Cause I'm wasting money now. My job gave me the runaround telling me, oh, we can't do that. We just can't take you off the load. So got off the phone with them. About 5 minutes later, they said they're gonna take the load away from me. They took the load away from me. I waited another 2 hours on my clock. So mind you, I told you I've been on the clock since 6 a.m. that morning. It's just now about 10, 11. So by 11 o'clock, they told me, oh, well, we're going to take you off that load. We're going to find you something else in that area. Cool. So I go to a truck stop that's like 10 minutes down the road. So like I told you, it's already 11 o'clock. Go ahead and sit down. So like I said, it's already 11 o'clock. And my glasses are dirty. I don't know why. It's 11 o'clock. I'm sitting at the truck stop. 1:30 hits. And I remember it was 1:30 because, like I said, I was sitting there for a good amount of time. So basically, 3 hours later, going on about 3 hours later, my job decided to be funny and send me the same job again. Talking about they ain't say they ain't got nothing else. They just sent me the same job, and I guess they thought I wasn't gonna be the wiser. So I go to this place for the 6th time. And finally, on this time, number 6, I was finally able to get loaded because it's a different guy there. The lady was gone. It was a guy there. He was like, yeah, we finna go ahead and get you up out of here because my job did so much. Not only that load was supposed to be delivered that second day I was there, they extended the deadline, so I was supposed to get there by Wednesday. No, was it Wednesday? No, by Thursday. I'm sorry. I was supposed to get there by Thursday. So, literally, it was Wednesday. Finally got loaded. I ran out of my time because I was at the shipper for so long again that Wednesday. Finally get loaded. Do my 10-hour break. I drop off the load Thursday. But here's the bad thing about Thursday. By Friday, I'm supposed to be home. So literally, I drop off my load in Missouri, pick up another load, go back to Illinois, and then by the time I get to Illinois, I go drop off my truck because that's my hometown. So literally, within them 4 days I was out, basically 5 days, I drove less than 700 miles. And I kid you not, 100 of them miles was me going to that shipper, and then maybe like additional 50 miles of that was just going to the Loves and back to the shipper again. So to sum it up with everything, I drove only like a total of 450 miles or 500 miles that entire 5 days, y'all. Basically what that means for me is, y'all, sorry about that, driving only 450 miles in the span of 5 days, anybody that's a trucker will tell you that's horrible, because your average trucker can drive up to like 500, 600 miles a day. Some people can even squeeze out like 700 or even 800. I don't know how they do it, but they ain't none of my business. I know on an average day, I can drive 500 to 600 miles with ease, as long as I got enough time on my 11-hour clock. So literally, I know this check finna be short, and I'm finna be very disappointed about this check. And yeah, hopefully I ain't gotta never go to that shipper again, because that shipper screwed me up. And like I said, I missed out on 2 other jobs that entire week, because I was supposed to go from Missouri to Kentucky, and then Kentucky to Alsop, Illinois, and that would have gave me close to my normal goal of driving about 2,500 miles a week. Even though I wouldn't have came close to that 2,500, definitely would have been better than me only driving 450 miles and basically 5 days. So literally, y'all, that's pretty much it. I know I've rambled on a lot for y'all, and literally the next video is gonna be an update on the Challenger for y'all. So literally, it's been smooth. It's been your boy SRT Marquis, and I'm out.
Find your purpose, huh? Devil always working, huh? I can't control them, but my ex is lurking, huh? Can't miss them old days, look, I'm big and better, huh? Been up for 4 days straight. I didn't wanna act up on it, but that shit was strange. And I ran a bag up on my pain, I was insane. And I got that walk when you see me, got it made. And you know I got you, baby.